about strawberries. I've arrived at the allotment plot this morning and noticed there's a lot of lovely red ripe strawberries ready to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, show you how to pick them. Also I'm going to give you some tips for how to maintain your strawberry plants to get the very most out of them, and also how to get your plants from the current plants that you have for next year as well, and talk to you about my 3-year rotation plan for ensuring that I have a constant supply of fresh strawberry plants. So if you like the video, then give it the thumbs up. If you have any comments, then put them in the comments box below. And if you want to see future videos on how to sow and grow fruit and veg to get the most out of them, and some recipe ideas for how you use all this wonderful fruit and veg, then subscribe to the channel. So without further ado, let's go and pick some strawberries. Just going to pick a few strawberries. You can see that's a little bit unripe on the end, and that's not uncommon with strawberries that are in contact with the ground. Possibly leave that for maybe another day or two. You don't leave them too long though, because things like slugs maybe could get at them. There's lots of netting above, so the birds should be okay from birds, but it's just keeping an eye. So you want them to be ripe but not overripe. For maintenance of your strawberries during the fruiting season, you'll note there that the strawberries are starting to go red now and ripen, and they're also at this time starting to throw off one of these things here, which are actually called runners. Now these are produced from the main plant, and they are the strawberries' attempt to reproduce and to provide new plants, which is a good thing, but not at the moment. So during the fruiting season, in order to get the main energy back into the main stem and therefore back into the fruit to produce bigger and more strawberries, you need to cut these runners off. So literally just cut them off at the main stem and remove them, because if you leave them on, they will take the energy from the main plant and then focus on the new plant. These will actually root in the ground as well, and they'll be your plants for next year. So what I'll do is, when the fruiting season is coming to an end, I'll leave those runners on and then let them grow, and then dig them up in April next year and plant them wherever I want to put them. With these strawberries, well, I've got them on a 3-year rotation. So these ones that are closest to the camera here are the ones that are going to produce the most fruit this year. They were the ones that I took off the plants from the previous year. The ones you see just on the far side of the plants that were the new plants this year, they are producing a few strawberries, but they will be the main crop of strawberries for next year. When we come over here, the final sort of 4 rows here are the ones that are 3 years or older. And what you can see here is, if I show you some of the strawberries on these, they're much smaller. You can see that on the camera, I think you probably can. So they are producing strawberries, but they're much smaller. So what I'll do is, I'll take the strawberries off these this year, and then these 4 rows here I'll dig up and replace with the new plants from the runners from this year. So that way I've got a complete rotation of strawberries. If you leave your strawberries more than 3 years, it will still produce fruit, but you'll notice that they get smaller and smaller. That's why after 3 years, really, it's best to dig them up and replace them with new plants. So that's the pick for today, which isn't bad considering that the strawberry season has not really got started yet. There's a lot of strawberries, and sometimes some large ones on the plants as well. If you just look behind me, you can see the size of some of them which haven't ripened yet, just below. So there's going to be some really good strawberries this year, I think. And these ones you're looking at here, these are the part of the strawberry bed that I'm going to expect the most strawberries from. It's just one final point, is that they don't take a huge amount of water, but if they start to look dry, then just give them a water. In this hot weather we're having at the moment, I've been watering these every 2 to 3 days. Nothing too heavy, just a light sprinkle. If they start to dry up, then obviously the roots aren't getting the moisture and the water and nutrients it needs, so just giving them a bit of a soaking will help to give you a better crop of strawberries. So that's pretty much it for the update on strawberries and a bit of advice there. So if you've got any questions or comments, then leave them below. If you want to subscribe to the channel, then please do so.